Like and subscribe might be a simple click for you, but it will lead to a transformational change of our channel. Support us to achieve 5 million subscribers by year 2028. In 358 BC, on the Macedonian coast in northern Greece, storyteller Iolaus of Athens is captured by pirates and attempts to buy time by recounting the legend of his uncle Hercules. His father was Zeus, king of the gods, but his mother was Alcmene, a mortal woman. Zeus' queen, Hera, saw their illegitimate child as an affront and tried to kill him, but Hercules inherited his father's strength and was nearly invincible. Upon reaching adulthood, the gods commanded him to complete 12 labors, promising that if he succeeded and survived, Hera would let him live in peace. He battled formidable creatures like the Hydra, the Erymanthian boar, and the Nemean lion, whose hide was so tough that no weapon could pierce it, forcing Hercules to defeat it with his bare hands. The pirates, however, are unimpressed by Iolaus' tale, doubting its truth. Just then, Hercules arrives to save him, wearing the lion's hide on his head. The pirates, confident in their numbers of 40, are not intimidated. But Hercules, capable of fighting multiple men at once, is not alone. His team has come with him. This group includes the seer Amphiaraus of Argos, the thief Autolycus of Sparta, the wild warrior Tydeus of Thebes, and the Amazon archer Atalanta of Scythia. Together, they swiftly defeat the pirates and rescue Iolaus. After counting the heads for their bounty, Autolycus advises Iolaus to embellish Hercules' story further to make it more believable, while Amphiaraus receives a vision from the flames, foreseeing a lion and a crow forming an unusual alliance and fighting amidst a sea of bodies. Later, the group heads to a tavern to celebrate their triumph. Hercules shares with Autolycus his desire to leave for lands beyond the seas to finally find peace, intending to take Tydeus with him as he is the only one who can manage his rage. Suddenly, the tavern grows silent when a group of soldiers enters, accompanied by Princess Erginia of Thrace, who invites Hercules and his team to the palace to hear her father's proposal, promising a generous payment in gold. Iolaus notices the guard's shields bear a raven, and since Hercules' symbol is a lion, this aligns with Amphiaraus' prophecy. Upon reaching the palace, Hercules observes a large number of refugees within the walls. They are greeted by General Cytocles, leader of the Thracian army, who is not pleased with Hercules' presence, and Erginia's son Arius, who admires Hercules and knows all his stories. As they ascend the stairs, Hercules recalls an incident 3 years prior, when he killed a Hydra, which turned out to be a group of men wearing lizard-like helmets, for King Eurystheus of Athens, who declared him a hero before a cheering crowd. The memory turns bitter as he recalls his wife and children being murdered, and Hercules strives to focus on the present. The group meets Lord Codies, king of Thrace, who mocks Amphiaraus for his limited foresight and underestimates Atalanta's skills based on her gender, only for her to quickly prove him wrong by shooting the helmets off the guards' hands. He invites them to dine and explains their plight. The country is in the midst of a civil war against a ruthless warlord named Rhesus, rumored to lead an army of centaurs. Codies shows Hercules the influx of refugees arriving daily after Rhesus burns their villages and notes that his current army, mostly farmers, is insufficient to defend them. Codies and Erginia appeal to Hercules' sense of duty to bring peace to the land, persuading him to accept the mission. The next day, Hercules and his team begin training the farmers-turned-soldiers, starting with their shield wall, which initially fails. Later, Hercules meets with Codies again, who shares intelligence about Rhesus from one of his scouts, Phineus. The tyrant will attack the Bessi tribe in central Thrace within 6 days, and Codies wants to seize the opportunity to march and intercept him before he advances further. Hercules disapproves, noting that the army needs more time to train, but Codies insists and orders preparations for the next day. Later that evening, after assisting Atalanta in warding off Cytocles' unwanted advances, Hercules notices Arius sneaking around to see Tydeus, who is chained to a chariot and nearly harms him when he approaches. Hercules escorts the boy away and explains that Tydeus was born in war and was more beast than man when he found him. He witnessed something so traumatic that he never speaks and relives his trauma every night, but Hercules still considers him his most loyal warrior. He then returns Arius to Erginia, who is working in the hospice. After losing many physicians, she taught herself the art of healing to help in some way. Before leaving, Hercules gives Arius the Nemean lion's tooth, hinting it should have been a gift for his own children. The next day, the army prepares to march, and Hercules finds Iolaus hidden among the soldiers, eager to fight. He reminds him that he is a storyteller, not a warrior, and sends him to the chariot with Codies. Together, they all depart for Bessi. Upon arrival at the village, they discover it is too late. Rhesus has already been there and destroyed everything, and the sea of bodies matches Amphiaraus' vision. However, something is amiss. While some bodies have been rotting for days, others are still fresh. These fresher bodies suddenly spring to life and attack, revealing it was a trap all along. Believing the Bessi tribe is under Rhesus' control, Hercules calls for a shield wall around Codes while he and his team fight. The tribe leader challenges him directly, and to create an illusion for Iolaus to enhance his storytelling, Hercules discreetly breaks the tip of one of Atlanta's arrows. When the leader approaches, he stabs him in the forehead with it, making it appear as if he killed him with a punch. This inspires the army, making them believe the gods are on their side. The real battle begins. Hercules' team kills many tribesmen, but they soon breach the shield wall due to their sheer numbers. They devise a simple plan. Hercules and Amphiaraus retrieve their chariots and drive them in circles around the shield wall, pushing and killing the tribesmen. The remaining soldiers use this opportunity to charge, but the tribesmen recognize defeat and flee. Rhesus is nowhere to be seen, though a peculiar figure watches from afar. Hercules tells Codes that losing half his army is as much his fault as Rhesus because he warned him the farmers weren't ready to fight. Codes agrees to give him more time to train the troops. Meanwhile, General Cydicles wants to kill Phineus for leading them into a trap, but Autolycus intervenes and takes charge of the scouts, threatening Phineus to ensure no more mistakes. Moments later, Princess Erginia arrives with healers and is taken to Hercules' private tent to tend to his wound, which he received during battle, revealing that even he bleeds like a mortal. After she leaves him to rest, Hercules dreams of an old memory, the bodies of his wife and children, his hands covered in blood, and King Eurystheus exiling him to live with the guilt of their deaths instead of executing him. He wakes from this nightmare to the sound of children giggling and, upon investigating, finds his dead family among the tribesmen's bodies. A three-headed dog, Cerberus, begins to eat them, and Hercules prepares to fight, but Tydeus brings him back to reality, making him realize he was hallucinating. In the morning, Amphiaraus immediately understands what happened, advising Hercules to finish this final labor and confront the beast to find peace. But Hercules fears he is losing his sanity. While the two men converse, Princess Erginia approaches the rest of the team to learn the truth behind the rumors. They explain that no one knows for certain. They found Hercules alone with his family's bodies, but he remembers nothing. In each of his adventures, he showed compassion and earned their loyalty. He was so exceptional at what he did that no one could believe he was mortal, and the team decided to play along with the stories to help them secure jobs. They believe that what happened to him was probably the blood rage, a common affliction that clouds the minds of warriors. From then on, Hercules and the team put Codes' army through a very strict training regimen. They are given armor and weapons similar to Hercules and are taught the arts of the lance, bow and arrow, sword, hand-to-hand combat, and eventually, they manage to form a shield wall that even Tydeus can't break. All the while, Iolaus watches from a hidden spot, training along in secret. One day, Phineus returns with new intelligence. Rhesus is near Mount Astacus with an army of centaurs, and Hercules wants to confront him there before he advances further into their territory. It may be risky because the forest can slow down the chariots, but he has a plan. Amphiaraus, sadly, can't foresee the outcome, but he does know he will die within a week. A few days later, once the army is ready to fight, they arrive at Mount Astacus but find no enemy camp. However, Rhesus' army appears on the horizon, and as they draw closer, they discover they aren't centaurs, just a group of men on horses creating an optical illusion by staying against the sun. Rhesus approaches Codes with Phineus by his side, revealing he has been working for the enemy all along. Codes is asked to surrender but refuses, and both sides prepare for battle. Codes' army forms a shield wall and releases the flanks, but Atlanta and her archers are the first to attack, suddenly appearing on chariots from the forest, ambushing the enemy as they near. When flaming arrows are launched, Amphiaraus opens his arms, ready to accept his fate, but somehow none hit him. The battle is long and arduous. Rhesus' army may be larger, but Hercules' soldiers have better formation and soon overpower the enemy. Rhesus' soldiers begin to flee, but he stays and challenges Hercules directly, which proves to be a mistake. Hercules easily grabs his horse and throws both of them to the ground with one swift movement. Later, when they return to the palace with Rhesus in chains, Codes humiliates him in front of his people, but Hercules takes pity on him and helps him stay upright. As they walk together, Rhesus tries to explain that Codes is a tyrant and it wasn't his men who burned all those villages, it was Codes. During the celebratory banquet, Rhesus is chained to 2 columns as a trophy, and Princess Erginia tries to bring him water, but Codes forbids it. Then it's time for Codes' coronation, as Thrace is no longer divided, making him the king of it all. When Princess Erginia leaves the room after Rhesus calls out Codes again, Hercules becomes suspicious and follows her, demanding to know what she knows. She admits Rhesus is telling the truth. Codes started the war after poisoning her husband, the true king, to take his place. She played along not because she approved but because Codes threatened to kill her child if she rebelled. Erginia tries to convince Hercules to take Arius with him when they leave, but Hercules refuses just before General Citicles finds them and tells him Codes is looking for him. Hercules confronts Codes, accusing him of betrayal, but Codes finds it amusing that mercenaries would suddenly develop a conscience. He admits he wants his own empire and invites Hercules to lead his army, but since he declines, he pays him and his team what they agreed upon and expels them. When they reach their chariots, Hercules gives his money to Autolycus because he wants to stay and save Thrace. He doesn't expect the team to stay with him and allows them all to leave with their reward, but Atalanta reminds him they follow him because they are a family. The entire team decides to stay and fight except for Autolycus, who leaves with all the gold, calling them crazy. The group easily sneaks back into the palace, but General Citicles is waiting and surrounds them with his soldiers. After making them drop their weapons, he informs Codes that he heard Erginia conspiring with Hercules to take Arius away. Codes takes the child from Erginia as she is captured by the soldiers, and Arius tries to reach Hercules for help, secretly giving him back the lion's tooth before Codes drags him away. Hercules is knocked unconscious while trying to save the child and awakens hours later, chained to a wall and seeing Cerberus before him. As his vision clears, he realizes it's actually 3 wolves, and they look familiar to him. They belong to King Eurystheus, who now enters the area with Codes, revealing they have been working together to rule all of Greece. Seeing his friends locked in cages around him, Hercules slowly recovers his memory. Cerberus has always been an illusion. What he saw that night 3 years ago were wolves, who attacked his family after Eurystheus drugged him. Eurystheus admits this is true, saying he did it because the people's admiration for Hercules threatened his own power. A man with ambition can be bought, but someone like Hercules, who wants nothing, is too dangerous. Codes orders Erginia to be executed, and Hercules feels helpless, only able to watch. However, when Amphiaraus reminds him that they all believe in him, Hercules summons his strength, rips the chains from the wall, and saves Erginia. Codes and the others flee, leaving the wolves to finish Hercules. Erginia uses the axe meant for her execution to free the others. The wolves put up a fierce fight, but Hercules overpowers them, killing the last one with the lion's tooth. His final labor is complete. Erginia frees the entire party, and they arm themselves with weapons left behind. Hercules shows his strength again by lifting a metal door, allowing their escape from the dungeon. As they ascend, soldiers attempt to stop them, but the party fights back effectively. When a flaming lance is thrown at them, Amphiaraus believes his time has come, but Hercules grabs the lance and kills a soldier, saving his friend. The party continues to fight through the remaining soldiers. Hercules confronts Eurystheus, who makes excuses for his actions and tries to bribe Hercules. Ignoring the king's pleas, Hercules grabs Eurystheus by the neck, throws him onto the throne, and stabs him with his own dagger, avenging his family. Hercules' thoughts are interrupted by Citicles, who whips Hercules' neck and prepares to kill him. However, Iolaus surprises Citicles from behind, stabbing him. Hercules finally calls Iolaus a warrior, and they rejoin the party, which has rescued Rhesus. Together, they leave the palace but find Codes waiting with his army. Arius is held hostage by a soldier, and Codes threatens to kill him if Hercules doesn't surrender. Suddenly, the soldier falls dead from a knife thrown by Autolycus, who has returned to help. Arius runs to his mother, and another battle begins. Tydeus protects Arius from incoming arrows, killing most of the archers before being hit by many arrows himself. As the others knock over braziers to create a wall of fire, Hercules picks up Tydeus and hears him speak the only word he ever has, Hercules, before dying. Codes' army charges as the flames die down. Hercules, seeing one way to stop them, uses his extraordinary strength to push a giant statue of Hera off its base. The statue breaks into pieces, crushing many soldiers and pushing Codes into an abyss. With their king dead, the soldiers kneel before Hercules, chanting his name and accepting him as their new leader. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification button so that you don't miss any of our video updates.